Now we go to the Middle East as President Trump is slamming Iran's latest attempt to end the war.
It comes as the fragile ceasefire is being tested after a cargo ship was struck and set ablaze off of Qatar's coast.
Yep, Chief Correspondent Trey Yingst is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. President Trump reacted overnight to the Iranian response to the U.S. peace proposal. The president posting on Truth Social, quote, "I have just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable." In another post, he went on to say, in part, "For 47 years, the Iranians have been tapping U.S. along, keeping us waiting, killing our people with their roadside bombs, destroying protests, and recently wiping out 42,000 innocent unarmed protesters and laughing at our now great again country. They will be laughing no longer." Iranian state media reported the response included security of the Strait of Hormuz and an end to the war, but did not address the key Trump administration demand to address Iran's nuclear program. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu echoed a similar sentiment in an interview over the weekend, saying the war isn't over yet because Iran still has nuclear material.
I think it accomplished a great deal, but it's not over because there's still nuclear material, enriched uranium that has to be taken out of Iran. There's still enrichment sites that have to be dismantled. There's still proxies that Iran supports. There are ballistic missiles that they still want to produce. Now, we've degraded a lot of it, but all of that is still there, and there's work to be done.
The Wall Street Journal reports that the latest response doesn't resolve the U.S. demand for commitments in advance on the fate of Iran's nuclear program and its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. Nuclear issues would be negotiated over the next 30 days, they said. Iran proposes to have some of its highly enriched uranium diluted and the rest transferred to a third country, the people said. Now, Reuters reports that a spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry claimed the response was not excessive and that the United States continues to have unreasonable demands. The demands for the United States are very clear, that Iran will never have a nuclear program and pursue a nuclear weapon. The president has given the Iranians two options: to sign on the dotted line or the war could resume. Guys?
Trey, is the president to believe, does he know who he's dealing with? Is he dealing with the foreign minister and speaker, or is he dealing with the IRGC? Because this latest proposal is a huge step back. I mean, they're not going to turn over their nuclear, 1,000 pounds of nuclear, of enriched uranium. They're going to continue to enrich. I mean, this is a total non-starter. It makes me think the IRGC is taking over.
Yeah, I think the president understands exactly who he's dealing with, despite the fact the Iranians will put forward the foreign minister or Kalibov, the parliament speaker, or Iran's president, Masoud Pezeshkian. Behind the scenes, the IRGC, these hardliners, are actually calling the shots, and they are swaying the negotiations so that they could ultimately get what they want. And the president understands that, and that is part of the reason he has called this latest Iranian response unacceptable. And when we talk about the highly enriched uranium, this is very important to dig down into. We're talking about 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium at around 60% purity. This is just one step away from 90% purity, which is weapons-grade material. And the Iranians admitted before this began they had enough highly enriched uranium to create 11 nuclear bombs. Well, President Trump heard what they said, and he took them at face value, and that's the reason Operation Epic Fury began. And now, according to the initial reports, they are unwilling to adhere to the terms that were set forward by U.S. negotiators, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. And so it puts the United States in a position where they have to go back to the Situation Room and have to make serious considerations about what the Iranians are willing to give up, understanding that the IRGC is controlling things behind the scenes.
So, Trey, we keep hearing two things from the administration about the Gulf states and Pakistan. So Pakistan is essentially saying, hey, wait, there's a deal that can be done. But we also heard over the weekend that the Gulf states were worried about this proposal in the sense when the president was going to do this blockade, try to get folks, some of these ships to go through, and they were afraid that they were going to get attacked. Are they not equipped to respond back?
These Gulf states are very concerned because they really are the front line in this broader war against Iran, understanding that while the Iranians have a limited supply of long-range ballistic missiles that they fired at Israel, for example, and even countries like Turkey,